What's going on? My name is Archie Top, and I just released today my 10th single. It's called Leaving. The link will be in the description for Spotify and stuff like that. If you haven't listened to it yet, then please go listen to it, and this video might make a bit more sense. But it's my last single in a whole project where I've been releasing a song every month for the last 10 months, pretty much a year. I mixed this one myself, so I thought I'd just go through the arrangement on Logic, and that is funny. This is the second time I've actually done this, and I almost messed up again. Logic should now be in front of us. Okay, so yeah, I mixed this project, and I just wanted to go through the arrangement and some cool things that we did in the recording, and yeah, hopefully it's fun. So a trick I learned from Audio Haze is when I first do a mix, I'm just trying to get the levels right, is actually just to do it 100% in mono. So I had this gain plugin here on the mastering chain, and then just flick the mono switch on. I've got the acoustics double tracked, and I can show you the difference now between the double tracking and not. So this is in mono, pretty nice, and then this is in stereo. I mean, it's just it's so much more lovely. I actually had to do really little processing to the acoustics. This whole track, I feel like I added a bunch of stuff, bunch of EQs and compressors and reverbs and stuff like that, and then ended up just taking a bunch of it away. And honestly, it was recorded really well. I recorded at Pocket Sound Studios in Edinburgh, and yeah, Ed there is amazing. Also, Ed, same guy, played cello on this song, which was really fun. At the beginning of this year, I went in for a different song, and he said he was learning cello, and I really wanted to record a song with cello on it. It was like my goal to write a song that had cello on it. So this is where the cello comes in here. Yeah, really lovely. The main thing to do with them was just that the higher cello part comes through much more. And so just had to volume balance the lower one so that to us they sound about the same level. So it's just a root of the chords playing, and then a third above, an octave higher, so a tenth. And then the pizzicato, that was his idea, and that came out so nicely. A little bit of retiming just to line up, because all of the instruments kind of hit those beats, and it just had to be just right. So if I actually just mute the vocals, then you can hear just the instruments in that section, and it's really nice here. Quite nice. So that had to line up with all the bass hits and the acoustic guitar and everything like that. So glad to have strings on the song. Definitely want to do strings again at some point. Another really cool thing is in the really big build bit here. You might be able to hear, I made it pretty obvious. We did some really scratchy noises here. EQ'd them. I wanted really horrible frequencies up here just to be screeching through and cutting through all the other noise. Then in the same section, so we had piano recorded. I did a wee mix, actually, funnily enough, where I did record a wee bit of MIDI piano, but mainly used the piano we recorded in the studio, just in mono. There's already so many instruments, and particularly vocals, where, you know, there's 3 or 4 vocal kind of harmonies, all double tracked and panned quite wide. So didn't feel the need to record in stereo. I think that was a great choice. The MIDI piano, it's not something I like to do. It's easy to be skeptical of using a software plugin instead of a real instrument if you have it. In this case, this is exactly what I wanted it to sound like. But the cool bits with the piano were, again, this big bit at the end. So we recorded underneath the piano just with a single mic, and then ran the signal through, I think, a Rat guitar overdrive. So this is one of them here. Super crunchy. Again, haven't done anything else to it. And then this one here playing more kind of like jazzy or like crunchy chords with kind of extensions on top of that. And that's, again, these things are more felt than really heard. But if you take them away, it's really obvious. It just loses a lot of energy there. So yeah, that was cool. And then obviously a huge part of that, doing the heavy lifting, is this big electric guitar that is as compressed and overdriven as we could make it, really. Just here. So there are 2 basses in this song, just doing pretty much the exact same thing. One is like a mic'd amp bass, which has a bit more treble in it. A bit more like twangy, I suppose you'd say. So that bit was particularly good for yeah, this section here.
I can.
I think that sounds perfect, that tone. But then this one here, it's really providing like the floor, you know, for the whole song when it comes in.
Starts to feel like quicksand.
I had this little synth tone in here that I think when you're listening you won't really notice. Again, it's just if you take it away, I think you'll notice. So it's here, almost imperceptible. Can you even see it? You can kind of see it there. And it just, you can hear it if I take it away. You know, it is there. It kind of almost sounds like a harmonic frequency of the acoustic guitars. But it's just nice to have that kind of going all the way throughout. And I think I have it, you know, modulating in pitch just a little bit as it plays as well. Kind of, you know, I'm not going to sing it. And then finally the vocals. I think getting the vocals right on this song was kind of paramount for me. The demo I'd recorded was very soft, and so it was kind of quite whispery. Lots of harsh S sounds, actually. Yeah, I mean, there's a bit where I say you're sinking, like again and again and again.
You're sinking.
The S's all pile up on each other quite a lot, so it just required a bit of de-essing. That's all I know how to do. I wanted to keep the vocal mono to begin with, to start with, you know, 2 acoustic guitars, double panned, 1 vocal in the middle, and then slowly come into double tracking the vocals, and then even more kind of further back with reverb. So just...
It's a funny, funny thing when you don't see a friend.
And then over here, the backing vocals come in just here.
Believing.
You know, more full and filling up the space. And then for this bit here, you've actually got,
You sat at a green light.
you know, 3 different vocals going on. And that bit I really wanted to be Elliott Smith, you know, kind of vibes with acoustic guitar.
You sat at a green light.
I'm not Elliott Smith, but you get the idea. One thing I really enjoy doing, I'll definitely do this again, is a little vocal throw, kind of like a higher vocal here, quite high for me to sing.
Being in one place way too long.
Just as if someone's way, way back, you know, singing much higher up in the back of the room. I think that's quite fun. It adds a bit more energy to the song while still keeping it low key. And then way later, at the busy bit, I did that throw vocal again, doubled it, added some overdrive, and then actually made it the forefront vocal.
You're changing. You're changing. Oh, it's all changing. They're still leaving.
And obviously getting pretty, you know, emotive with the singing. You know, it's a big part of it, that performance aspect. I had a little bit of tape delay here. I couldn't decide if I wanted it or not, but it's nice.
Green light.
Yeah, a little bit of tape delay, more reverb, and then just a single acoustic guitar. It's got a really long outro, but even though it's not an album that I've done the last 10 months, I wanted this song to feel like a completion, like a real end point for this project. So yeah, I just wanted to ride it out, play a little chord progression, and then even have this little bit at the end here. It's easy to think, oh, it's a bit too much doing this outro bit, but I really liked it. It's actually inspired a little bit by a guy called Jonathan Kreisberg. His version of Hallelujah, just on jazz guitar. It's really gorgeous, and I learned a lot of these little chords and inversions learning that song. Yeah, there are some other things that I thought were too far, and maybe a bit much that I did take out, like these little cassette sounds here, like this, and I added this plug-in here that adds kind of like a vinyl crackle, like this. It's quite cool. I am quite fond of it, but I decided in the end it's probably a bit much. So yeah, that's Leaving, my 10th single. I'm going to take a little break from releasing songs every month for a little bit. If you can go listen to the song, that'd be amazing. Any of the other songs I've released would be awesome. My name is Archie Top. Find me on Spotify. I've got a little hat. It says Top even, the top of my head. My sister actually got it for me a few years ago. Yeah. Thank you very much for listening, and let me know if you want me to break down some more of my songs or go into a bit more depth on how I record or write music.